I got it.
Only days from his first birthday, Riker and Dad Ron Kraus share a moment in their front yard.
He can move.
They were in the process of setting up for that celebration, but Thursday night, a stranger threatened to keep them from that milestone and perhaps many more.
No explanation for it except for fear.
Law enforcement says a silver or gray 1990s style minivan was parked off of this state road in Walkerton. It pulled up Kraus's driveway. Driver asked for water to cool his overheated radiator, and Kraus offered to help.
My son's sitting here. I open the doors like this. There's water right here. Takes him right from here. Just out of the corner of my eye, I happened to notice what he was doing, and he's got about 100 feet, and I'll never see my son again. Just starts running, and I'm running, and just right in the head. I thought he was unconscious at the time. He falls in here. My son rolls down on the ground, picked him up. I'm checking him out, making sure he's fine, and I'm getting him in the house.
You went from Good Samaritan to victim in what, 30 seconds?
Yeah, probably less than that.
Riker and father got to safety. 911 was called, but Kraus says the man who tried to stuff his son in a duffel bag and take him took off.
No, I hope he gets caught. I hope that they're able to take the information that we've given him, and I hope that they stop him before he does it again.
This neighborhood looks like so many that you find in our viewing area. It dates back to the early 60s, and that's a time when sidewalks in newer suburbs weren't quite as common. Well, now the Village of Roselle is asking neighbors here to pay thousands right now so that they can build sidewalks. But the neighbors say there's one problem. They say Roselle has no immediate intentions to put them in.
I feel like they're extorting us.
On their green suburban lawns.
This is like stealing. To me, it's like stealing.
The kind that don't have sidewalks.
I have no idea where they would put them.
Right here.
The residents of Countryside Roselle,
if you're taking money from somebody and not giving them anything in return,
are taking a stand.
If they're going to take my money, do something about it. You're going to put this, okay, put it on. At least I'll know what I'm paying for.
For decades, this unincorporated neighborhood has been receiving sewer service from the Village of Roselle.
They're threatening us with a sewer over a sidewalk.
Most of their agreements are now up, so to continue service, the village is asking about $5,000 a home to potentially build sidewalks, they say, if the neighborhood is ever annexed into the village.
I said, oh, are you putting in sidewalks? And they said no.
Residents here charge the village has no annexation plans, no real intentions to build sidewalks, but definite plans to take action if the homeowners don't pay up.
They're going to shut off our sewer service, which will make our homes uninhabitable, which will condemn them.
Then they're going to put a sign on our door that we cannot live in our own house, and they're going to kick us out of my own house.
Neighbors have contested the plans since last January, but with a deadline looming this week, they're also worried about those on the block who simply can't afford it.
There's an older lady down there, 90 years old, and they're going to suffocate her. I'm paying $5,000 for what? The sidewalk, the imaginary sidewalk?
Now, what the village is asking for is legal, and we understand from neighbors about 20 homes would be impacted. We reached out to the village multiple times today, and then late this afternoon, we heard from the village mayor, Andy Maglio. He said he had no comment, but he did confirm that the village is reevaluating its agreements with these neighbors that could offer them some hope, or perhaps he's just standing behind his position that it's time to work out new agreements, and those payments for sidewalks are being demanded. We're going to keep you posted on how things develop here, but till then, reporting live from unincorporated Roselle, I'm Vince Girasoli, CBS 2 News.
Yeah, $5,000 per homeowner. That's pretty steep, Vince. Thanks.
How's this pattern?
We're here today to show the human cost of the war in Iraq. Over 500 U.S. soldiers have died in the conflict. These are the combat boots.
4 per buck.
We've chosen boots because they represent the individual soldier. It's a vital element of combat. They have to have good boots. These 500 boots represents the deaths in Iraq since March.
When I was lying boots out here this morning, I was amazed with how many there were.
Behind each of these pairs of boots is a grieving family right now.
He was killed November 2nd, 2003. Every day, the first thing I think of when I wake up is Brian.
500 lives impacts thousands and thousands of lives. It's not only their lives that are lost, but their families, their friends.
I have a grave, and that's all.
Today we've represented the U.S. soldiers who've been killed, but there's over 2,900 wounded. So if we represented their loss, we would have to have scores of wheelchairs here.
I don't want to have to fill this entire plaza in 6 months.
Go to sleep, go to sleep. Now it's time to go to sleep. And to me, for a veteran's funeral, as opposed to the nightly song, it's, this is your final sleep. Rest assured that now we're playing your final going away song for you. And you can go, to God's army in the sky, knowing that, they came out for me. It was during the Civil War, 1862, 140 years ago. A general by the name of Dan Butterfield, down at the Battle of Gettysburg, was having so many men die on the battlefield, and they were just burying them in the soft ground by the riverside. He wanted something that would signify and be a little bit of a memorial, and they worked out the 24 notes of taps. It was done for so many years after World War II. Then it stopped because the government said we no longer have the money to afford horn players and buglers, so we just don't, there are none anymore. If the family requests it, they can get 2 people out to fold the flag and present it in uniform, in a military fashion. And they bring a recorded rendition of taps. To have a boombox play, if it plays, is nice, but doesn't that veteran deserve a live horn player out there? Somebody to signal his entry into heaven, somebody to give the final closure to the family. That's what the family deserves. I just thought, well, there's all kinds of people that play the horn out there that would like to do this. So a year ago, we started looking for them, and we found them. I would like to see, 300-400 in Illinois, and maybe 10,000 across the whole United States. And the fact that somebody cared to come out with a horn, to drive over there, to be in uniform, to raise the horn and play those 24 notes live means so much to the family. You're looking for closure with that burial, and that closure is those 24 notes of taps.